Hello, this is Tyson from Faith Exercise, and I'm so happy that you can still make time for this. It means a lot to me, and thank you for following, commenting, liking. You're actually keeping this work going. So today, actually, I'm going to talk about faith exercises, but I want to take a little bit you back. Actually, I'm going to take you some kind of some few steps back before we come to faith itself. And as you can see, my shirt and my t-shirt actually is faith, and it's actually I got it as a gift actually, and it really means a lot to me, and I thought, why not wearing it today? Yeah, thank you very much. So you see, faith exercise goes a way longer back and has a history from its point of existence. And this actually started with my own experience when I had started to experience the voice of God. Like, you see, this is how it is. Everybody has his or her own way to connect to God, to connect with divine influence. And some of the people have gone through a lot of tribulations, suffering, pain, to understand what their calling really meant, to understand that God really called them to do something. Some of the people are called to be a lot of things actually. I know people who are called to be husbands, there are people who are called to be wives, there are people who are called to be doctors, the people who are called to be anything. But the point I'm trying to make here is everyone is called to do something according to God's purpose in this life. And I want you to take it so positive that God has his purpose and control for your life only if you let him take control. So you see, sometimes God has his own way of doing things, that we want him to do his things on our own way. And that's where the prayers of his will be done more than our will comes into an existence. Because you see, sometimes we pray and there's this list of things that we want God to do, but we do not remember about what he would love to do to us, because he has our life all mapped into his fingertips. He knows where we're from, where we are, and where we're going. And the only thing will be to let him take control of our lives and lead them the way he pleases. And everyone who has actually been successful to do that has experienced a tremendous and wonderful experience. And I'm not talking about that these people are beyond temptation, beyond suffering, beyond pain. They might go through those tribulations, those pains and suffering, but the way they handle them are so different with the people who I would call do not have faith. So actually, I'm going to talk, as I talk, you realize that I'm actually distinguishing people with faith and people without faith. And you see, faith without action, it is as dead as it is. So see, the voice of God speaking to the human being actually started back in Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. God actually had a face-to-face conversation with his created being. He would come down and he would speak to them, and I can't imagine that experience. I think Adam and Eve would run a gun and hug him and all that. And sometimes I try to imagine that God is spirit. How would they have the spirit? And there are a lot of things, and actually we have a lot of questions that we pose and keep and save for the heaven. But the point I'm trying to say is that God, as a godly father, would come to the Eden garden, and Adam and Eve would have a face-to-face conversation. But you see, after sin came, and the human being actually decided to follow the enemy of God, then the face-to-face conversation kind of got compromised. It was complicated a bit, because now the human being would not only not want to talk to God, but they will run away to talk to God. But you see, even if they will run away, God will still go for them. And you see, this is the reason of an interaction in the presence of prophets, that after the sin, God will use prophets to send his message to the people. But it wasn't meant to be like that. It was meant to be that God would speak to his people. Everyone would hear his voice and recognize his voice and choose to do what God has said. Watch for next episode.